ISPs are getting worked up about state net neutrality rules, Tor browser had a bug, but Onion services are getting updated, and the big tech companies testify in court. All that coming up now on ThreatWire. Greetings, I'm Shannon Morse, and this is ThreatWire for November 7th, 2017, your summary of the threats to our security, privacy, and internet freedom. Our Patreon is over at patreon.com/ThreatWire, and that is the best way to support the show and will help us reach our next goal. I have a few reminders. First off, I am hosting a birthday meetup in Japan on November 18th. I'm so excited, and you can RSVP over at snubzy.com. Second, we are hiring a video editor, so check out the information on that job opening over at hack5.org/jobs. And third, Hack5 is doing a month-long contest over at hack5.org/contest. I know that was a lot of links, so I'll put them down in the show notes. To enter the contest for your chance to win daily giveaways, all you have to do is post some creative Hack5 gear photos to Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook with the hashtag Hack5Gear, and you could win $100 Hack5 Gear gift certificates, which is perfect for the holidays. And now, it's on to the news. So let's talk about ISPs and the FCC. On October 30th, Comcast execs Senior VP Frank Buono met with FCC Chief of Staff Matthew Berry and Senior Counsel Nicholas Degani to discuss net neutrality rulings. During the meeting, Comcast reiterated their request to be classified as a broadband internet access service, or BIAS, or BIAS for short, and declassified as a Title II telecommunications service. This would null the FCC's ability to enforce net neutrality rulings on ISPs such as Comcast and allow them to throttle or block sites or companies as they see fit, including Comcast competitors. The meeting also included Comcast's request that a ruling should be put in place that prohibits states or local jurisdictions from trying to regulate biased companies in respect to them being an interstate information service. This could potentially block states from creating their own net neutrality rules for consumers because the federal ruling would overrule them. Net neutrality has been an ongoing battle, as we all know, because we've been reporting on it, and Comcast has repeatedly said that they support a free and open internet. With that said, they have been adamant to strike down any net neutrality rules imposed upon them. To quote a 2014 hearing between the FCC versus Verizon, the circuit judge explained, quote, "We are confronted with a Federal Communications Commission effort to compel broadband providers to treat all internet traffic the same regardless of source, or to require, as it is popularly known, net neutrality." In this hearing, previous complaints of Comcast blocking or degrading peer-to-peer applications was acknowledged, but the 2014 ruling was struck down in court because the FCC did not properly justify anti-discrimination or anti-blocking rules, according to Ars Technica. Now, laws were also rolled back in early 2017 in which the FCC had required ISPs to gain permission before gathering or selling customer information as well. We probably aren't surprised at this point to hear that Verizon too sent the FCC a letter against the idea of state-level net neutrality rules. Should they be worried as ISPs? Yes, they should. 2 states already have implemented privacy laws, that being Nevada and Minnesota, with around 30 more states to follow according to the EFF. Now, Comcast has also been working against local municipal broadband efforts by donating thousands upon thousands of dollars towards campaigns in Seattle, Washington, and Fort Collins in Colorado. They are hoping to keep their monopoly hold on these cities for broadband, while the cities are hoping to build their own infrastructure. Comcast's argument is that they will lose 20 to 30% market share and suffer a drop in revenue per user. Technically, that would be correct if competition was allowed in the city. Supporters of a municipal broadband argue that the price to build would be paid for by signing up 43% of customers at $75 per month, which would also mean that your taxes would not increase. They also argue that much of the money Comcast would usually see would now flow to salaries of local employees working for the new municipal broadband access. Now, while neither of these cities' outcomes has yet to be determined, the effect of having a municipal broadband can already be seen in Chattanooga, Tennessee, where the new city broadband churned a profit off of their fiber lines, and Comcast reacted by building their own fiber lines in the city, which is a positive for consumers no matter which ISP they chose. Tor is now recommending that its Tor browser Mac and Linux users update their software as soon as possible to version 7.5A7 due to a vulnerability called Turmoil, which could directly connect a computer to a remote host by bypassing the Tor browser. The vulnerability was found in Tor browser version 7.0.8 by WeAreSegment, who responsibly disclosed the problem to Tor. The issue happens when a user clicks on a link that starts with file : / instead of https / or http. The underlying cause is a Firefox bug in the handling of file / URL requests. The remote host vulnerability could leak the user's real IP address to a third party without their knowledge. It was reported on October 26th, and a temporary update was released on October 31st, with a new browser version being made available as of Monday. The other versions of Tor, like the Windows version, Tails, and Sandbox Tor browser, are not affected, so don't worry, you're safe. So far, it does not seem to have been used in the wild. Tor recently also launched its bug bounty program for security researchers and has also been in the middle of the news due to Zerodium paying out big cash for zero-day Tor vulnerabilities. Now, Tor project has also released its next generation of Onion services, with the legacy Onion system being 10 years old and counting. Yeah, it's a little aged. The new one will include new cryptography and encryption updates, a cleaner code base for engineers, and a lot more. They intend to include in the near future better authorization, offline service keys, blockchain support, and much more as well. Now, since the code has been cleaned up behind the scenes, Tor project is making positive improvements to the infrastructure behind Onion services, with a lot more to follow. These improvements are a really big deal, given that the Tor project is a very small team and is funded by donations. Before I begin this story, please don't kill the messenger. I am reporting on the news regarding an ongoing discussion about security and privacy. I am not discussing my personal views on the subject on the show, but you are welcome to follow me on social networks if you want to speak on it more. I have been avoided talking about this topic for months because of the reaction I received from it and the personal attacks, but given that this is a big topic, sorry, I gotta talk about it. So Facebook, Twitter, and Google were called in to appear before the Senate to testify about Russian interference in the 2016 United States election. During the hearing, Senate officials asked the companies if their negligence helped Russian operations to interfere or influence the election process. Facebook explained that a Russian group called the Internet Research Agency posted 80,000 times before and after the election, of which 29 million users were directly receiving ads and fake news. Resharing could also have allowed the ads to hit 126 million users. That is 1/3 of the US population. Facebook also said they identified 500 inauthentic accounts that posted highly political ads about immigration, guns, and LGBT rights, for example, much of which included false information, all of which was bought for $100,000 in advertisement payments. Facebook stated that they are continually updating their terms to remove fake news, spam, and other related content from their platform. Now, Twitter reportedly deleted over 2,500 accounts linked to the Internet Research Agency. Both tech companies believe it involves a global threat of more than just Russia. Now, each of these companies has begun or has promised to begin working on an effort of more transparency about who is buying ads and serving them on their platform. Facebook and their changes aside, Twitter has also stated that they will ban ads from some Russian publications, and Google will add transparency by implementing a publicly accessible database of election ads, as well as disclosures about who buys the ads. But many were not impressed. None of the CEOs showed, just their lawyers, and some of their answers left much to be desired. Facebook would not commit to banning some foreign currencies from purchasing political ads. None of the companies agreed that they are also media companies, which, to be honest, from the view of a creator on YouTube, they kind of are, and none would commit to supporting the Honest Ads Act. So this is the same rule that applies to radios, print, and TV political ads that say something like, "This ad was paid for by XYZ campaign," which you always see or you always hear read on the radio whenever you listen to a political ad. If implemented for online ads, there would need to be a disclosure in any political ad saying who paid for it as well. None of the companies could confirm that they had found all of the propaganda either, and much could be left unresolved. Now, Now, given that the hearings left much unanswered or unfulfilled, Congress could act by implementing rules for social media sites that they would be forced to abide by. Thank you again to all of the wonderful, amazing people out there who contribute to patreon.com/ThreatWire. We truly appreciate it. You are the reason that we can keep on bringing you news every single week. We are on the way to our next goal, which allows me to upgrade some of our equipment for the set, as well as open up a live video Q&A just for patrons each month. Any little bit helps us grow the show and potentially hire a new video editor, which is awesome. And in return, you will get access to a bunch of extras on Patreon. We might even feature your adorable fur babies like this brand new one, so freaking cute, in an upcoming episode just like these. Check out the perk levels on Patreon, and thank you again for helping us keep the show coming completely independent and ad-free. And of course, if you cannot donate, hit the subscribe button or share this episode on your favorite social media page. Use that hashtag ThreatWire so that I see it and I'll retweet you. And with that, I am Shannon Morse, and I will see you on the internet.